When US President Donald Trump shared a message from French President Emmanuel Macron on social media, it immediately raised eyebrows across diplomatic circles. World leaders communicate constantly behind closed doors, through calls, letters, and private messages that are rarely meant for public view. So when one of those exchanges suddenly appears online, it's never accidental, and it's never meaningless. The message Trump shared appeared cordial on the surface. It included references to cooperation, future meetings, and shared interests between the United States and France. But the timing of the post and the decision to make it public transformed it from a private exchange into a political statement. This video breaks down what was shared, why it matters, and what it tells us about the current state of international diplomacy. Trump's relationship with traditional diplomatic norms has always been unconventional. Throughout his political career, he has used social media not just to communicate with supporters, but to shape narratives, apply pressure, and redefine how power is projected. Sharing a message from Macron fits into that pattern. It signals transparency to some, unpredictability to others, and strategic messaging to those watching closely. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because this story isn't just about a social media post. It's about how modern diplomacy is changing, how private messages are becoming public signals, and why one post by Donald Trump has caught the attention of leaders far beyond Washington and Paris. From France's perspective, the situation is more delicate. Diplomatic communication relies heavily on trust, the assumption that private exchanges will remain private unless both sides agree otherwise. Macron's message, originally intended for Trump alone, became part of a global conversation overnight. French officials avoided escalating the situation publicly, choosing instead to emphasize cooperation and shared values between the two countries. What makes this moment significant is the broader context. The United States and Europe are navigating sensitive discussions on security, trade, and global influence. Issues like Arctic strategy, defense cooperation, and economic alignment remain areas of active negotiation. Against this backdrop, even small diplomatic gestures take on amplified meaning. By sharing Macron's message, Trump may have been signaling openness, showing that allies are engaged and communicating. At the same time, it places subtle pressure on European leaders, reminding them that conversations with Washington can quickly become public narratives. In modern politics, visibility itself becomes leverage. Observers also noted how the post blurred the line between personal leadership styles and institutional diplomacy. Traditional foreign policy channels are built to reduce misunderstandings and manage disagreement quietly. Social media, by contrast, accelerates reactions and invites public interpretation, often before officials have time to clarify intent. Reactions to the post varied. Some analysts viewed it as a harmless gesture, reflecting friendly relations between two leaders. Others saw it as a calculated move, designed to show dominance in the conversation or to frame upcoming negotiations on Trump's terms. Importantly, no official dispute followed, which suggests both sides were keen to avoid escalation. This incident highlights a larger shift in global politics. Diplomacy is no longer confined to closed rooms and formal statements. It now unfolds in real time, in front of global audiences, shaped by screenshots, captions, and timing. Leaders are increasingly aware that how a message is shared can matter as much as what the message says. For smaller nations and international institutions, this shift presents challenges. When powerful leaders redefine norms, others are often forced to adapt. The expectation of privacy, once a cornerstone of diplomacy, becomes conditional rather than guaranteed. Yet despite the attention, the fundamentals of US-France relations remain intact. Both countries continue to cooperate on defense, international security, and global governance. The shared message did not alter policy overnight, but it did reveal how fragile diplomatic conventions can be in the digital age. The real takeaway is not about Trump or Macron alone. It's about how leadership communication is evolving. Social media has become a stage where diplomacy, signaling, and strategy intersect. What was once whispered between leaders can now echo worldwide in seconds. And as global politics grows more complex, these moments matter. Not because they create immediate conflict, but because they shape expectations about how power is exercised and how trust is maintained. If you want clear, calm explanations of global stories like this, beyond the headlines, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications.